What I do want to watch though, chat, I'm sure many of you guys saw it. Elon Musk tagging Jeff Bezos.
Yeah, there is also this going on. There's an ongoing smear campaign on Twitter that has led to all of right-wing Twitter targeting Hasan. Yeah, this is something that I have noticed as well. I think this is the reason why I said I think Elon Musk wants me to be killed. Yeah, there is some very strange machinations on Twitter. In the past 2 days, a clip compilation of Hasan calling for violence and air quotes is beginning posted by right-wing accounts and has gone ultra-viral, millions upon millions of views. It was seemingly created by Tectone. It wasn't. It was created by a sex pest in the orbiter. I don't think Tectone even knows how to use editing software. Dicktone posted it, who hinted at this. See first image, and it blew up and reposted by Right Angle News Network. Since then, Grums, Dan Saltman, Tectone, and the Quartering, Drew Pavlo, and other right-wingers have been spamming it. Some even saying that Hasan said these things after Charlie died. Elon Musk has replied several times. The compilation is a joke. The first one is him 3 years ago talking about Democrats needing to be better at debate rhetoric. He's being hyperbolic and is not meant to be taken literally. I know, but they clipped it in a way where it seems like I'm saying like the Democrats need to start killing people or something. The second is him reciting what some angry conservatives said in a voicemail to a Republican politician that made him resign. Hasan was highlighting the anger people feel with their representatives. There's also a clip of Hasan talking about the ACP and Fuentes, calling again, not for a call for violence, but they're banking on people not knowing what the ACP is and doing what they always do, taking his jokes sincerely. Regardless, this tricked most of the right-wing Twitter, who are all calling for him to either be banned, arrested, deported, or killed. These right-winger influencers either don't understand or do that when Twitch doesn't ban Hasan for these out-of-context clips, it might convince very angry people that violence is the only solution. They're putting a massive target on Hasan's back. There's one tweet, the very last one from Tectone, where he completely fabricates quotes from Hasan. He's as good as putting a hit on him with the one about Kirk. Yeah. As you can tell, it's like me with long hair talking about the Democrats and their inability to address Herschel Walker with like aggressive tone. Yeah, there's a longer clip, obviously, that Elon Musk replied to. And Elon Musk has been highlighting these like nonstop for the record. If you look at the context of it, it's very clear what I'm saying. I'm sick and tired of it. Left-wingers, liberals, you need to be showing your opponent's guts on there, okay? You need to be gutting them. You need to be shanking these motherfuckers and letting their intestines just ride on stage. What the is this shit, man? Slice them up. Slice them and dice them. What the is this? You know what's really ironic about this, by the way? I defended Donald Trump when liberals were attacking Donald Trump about the Liz Cheney comments. The argument there is not about like, you know, putting Liz Cheney in front of a firing squad and killing her. What he's obviously contextually trying to say is that like Liz Cheney would be singing a different tune if she actually was personally involved, as in if she actually was forced to, you know, serve in the military. You cannot have a bigger layup. You could not have had a bigger layup than a horrible candidate like Herschel Walker. Sure, he was prepared very well. And Herschel Walker actually had a good an advantage. He had the same advantage that Joe Biden had. What is that advantage? It's low expectations. When you are expecting Herschel Walker to go up there and drool, and he actually doesn't drool all of a sudden, everyone's like, wait a minute, it's pretty good. This guy's actually outperforming our expectations. I'm talking about debating. I'm talking about Democrats needing to be more vicious in the realm of debate. It is a utilization of metaphor. Republicans only took the first half of that, and they said, oh, Hasan wants to like...
Hasan's editor putting the Wikipedia definition for metaphor on the screen.
Kill people. Hasan wants Democrats to start stabbing people and killing them. It's very... No, you are clearly talking about physically slicing humans. Yeah, my expectation is that Nancy Pelosi start killing people. That's what they think. Exactly what happened with Joe Biden. But beyond that, he was not capable of crafting sentences. I cannot believe that the moderators routinely allowed him to get away with not answering the questions. I'm going to give you one like universal example of this. When people are cynical actors, when they're like operatives, it's like if I were to say, I'm going to your mom, and then someone on the opposing side goes, wow, I can't believe Hasan has issued a rape threat against my mother. Right? That's not what that is. That's not what that is at all. And everybody understands that. But if enough people actually cynically farm out,
I mean, chat, you have to understand that these are the same people that saw me saying that they should make Eve from Stellar Blade's boobs bigger and said, this is a serious death threat. Like, you just can't make any metaphors or try and paint out a greater picture ever in your life without getting clip chimped if you use any terms at all that could potentially indicate any violence. Comedy's illegal? Yeah. I mean, like, the best example of this is, like, again, there was I get so giga canceled off this. This is the funniest cancellation of all time, where people still, even to this day, come in and try and pretend like I put out a hit on someone as if I can, like, put a fucking bounty out and have it be collected, as if there's some Denims bounty system that exists that everybody knows about. And I was watching some fucking video from, like, it was like 10 reactceptions, and there was like a tweet that was like 20K to make this guy Grums disappear. And I was like, this guy's being fucking hyperbolic. He's obviously telling a joke here. Do you want to see another joke? 30K to make him disappear. But the only way you can collect it is if you make Eve from Stellar Blade's boobs 1 cup size bigger. And they took that and they were like, this is literally a bounty on someone. This is literally a bounty. You are literally trying to assassinate someone right now. It's like, wow, that's amazing. That's incredible. That is actually so incredible. You just, like, cannot use any hyperbole. You cannot use any metaphors. You cannot exaggerate. You cannot do any of those things. You can't even utter any of these words ever. Are you holding a hot dog? Yeah, sure, why not? Let's go with that. Let's go with hot dog. This is now the hot dog chat. When people ask about it, we say this is a hot dog.
Then you can.
Sorry, I'm hungry. No, me too. Honestly, me too.
Something that is clearly not intended in that, not intended to be received that way, to turn into that. I'll give you a political example of this with Donald Trump.
I think the funniest thing about Elon Musk tagging Jeff Bezos is, like, dude, Jeff Bezos has never, ever, ever engaged with, like, the internet, because he understands that the second you start engaging with the internet, you become Elon Musk. It's the same reason that Mark Zuckerberg doesn't do it either. You only have reputation to lose by engaging. Jeff Bezos understands the assignment. Because Jeff Bezos isn't a terminally online freak, he's doing exactly what I would do with that much money. Well, not exactly. I would be donating almost all of it. But if I was an evil fuck, that's what I would. I would get a hot wife immediately. I would be going on as many dates as I can to find someone who was a bad bitch that I liked spending time with, that had a perfect personality and was beautiful. I would look for that immediately. And then I would spend the rest of my days traveling and relaxing. That's exactly what I would do. He understands the assignment. It's the same thing with Mark Zuckerberg. That's what he's doing. He's got his wife, he's got his kids, and what is he doing? Relaxing and showing up in front of Congress. And that's it. And Elon Musk does not understand the assignment. That's why he's on Twitter fucking tagging Jeff Bezos to get Hasan banned on Twitch. It's like, dude, you just need to go find a bad bitch and, like, get off the internet, dude. Like, this is not a good use of your time. This is the worst use of your time. This is literally the worst use of your time. You have so much money, and this is how you spend your time, and this is how you spend your energy. Because you, like, engaging online is, like, almost consistently you can only lose. When you're already, like, winning in life so hard that you beat capitalism, you did it, you can only go down from there. Chatter says, retired super early because I could, and all I do is hobbies and travel and good shit. Yeah, because you understand the assignment. So, like, the idea that, like, Jeff Bezos would reply to Elon Musk and be like, you're so right. I should also get caught up into all of this internet drama that caused Tesla stock to fucking drop like a brick. And then caused your fucking facilities to start having people fucking... Yeah, that's what I want. I want when people see Amazon trucks for them to start painting swastikas on it. Good idea. Let me get entrenched in your Xing, your zitter, whatever the fuck that he calls it. Yeah, you're right. You look like you're having a good time, Elon Musk. You look like you're having so much fun. You're right. I should also get in. Fuck you, dude. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't believe that... I would like to believe that there's no universe where Jeff Bezos is currently actively winning as hard as he is in the game of capitalism. Like, he beat Monopoly. And he's like, dude, time to risk it all. Let me lose all of it by siding with the most unlikable person on the planet. It's kind of like the Hutch rule. Anytime Hutch is up against anyone else, you know he's always wrong, so the person he's debating has to be right. It's the same thing with Elon Musk. It's like you see who Elon Musk is targeting. You're like, okay, so that's the guy that people like because you're the guy who people don't like.
Been 2 instances where liberals took what Donald Trump was saying and made it seem as though he was actually, he was not speaking figuratively, but literally. One was with the Liz Cheney thing, right? And even my audience yelled at me for it because I defended Donald Trump's usage of the terminology, where I said he is saying that Liz Cheney is a chicken hawk, that she would not actually go out and fight these wars, but instead would send others to fight these wars at her behest. I defended Donald Trump in that regard because it wasn't even defending Donald Trump. It was defending the truth. It was defending the usage of a metaphor. Another instance where this happened was when Donald Trump said it's going to be a bloodbath or whatever, and everybody jumped on that, right? Everybody does is everybody claims they hate cancel culture, but they love utilizing cancel culture when it suits their purposes. Everybody loves talking about how they love free speech, but they always love to stop free speech from happening.
It's embarrassing. Check Hasan's stream title. He's so happy. What is it? Houthis show the limit of the Iron Dome. I'm going to be honest. I've been pretty reasonable about this for a long time. I think they should ban him. I do.
And of course, there is, once again, a step beyond that as well, a step beyond metaphor as well. How do you feel about Elon's remarks against you? I don't like them. I don't appreciate it at all. But unfortunately, the owner of this website that I'm on, Twitter, has deep resentment for myself. So I don't know what to do. There's nothing I can do really other than just continue existing in this world. The more resentful he becomes, the more insane he becomes. The more insane he becomes, the more he tries to agitate. You all realize how big of a deal this is, right? Elon Musk is directly calling out Amazon, Twitch, and Hasan. Something is probably going to happen finally. Just wondering if Amazon thinks it's okay to pay and promote someone he's paid by Twitch and Amazon.
Like Elon Musk currently is trying to morally shame Jeff Bezos, but like I don't know what world he lives in where he thinks that he has the authority to morally shame Jeff Bezos. Like, so there's sort of this like rule with social media that you should always follow as a company. And I had to learn about it sort of like the sad and depressing way, which is never ever talk to your audience. Not like as a content creator, but as a platform. So the biggest problem that the biggest mistake that Twitch made was engaging with its audience. And I'm not joking. Because I really wanted to believe that this would, that open line of communication would cause better reform on Twitch. But instead what happens is just a bunch of annoying, angry people bother the fuck out of Twitch. And Twitch can never do anything that would make everybody happy. You know what YouTube does? Nothing. Doesn't matter how many times you fucking ping the YouTube support. Doesn't matter how many fucking reports you put in. YouTube is going to do what YouTube wants to do. YouTube is not beholden to YouTube viewers. They don't give a fuck. You're going to keep using YouTube, bitch. Shut the fuck up. Watch another video. They will only ever step in if it's going to hurt their bottom line in some actual meaningful way. And it has to be in an actual meaningful way. They are a faceless corporation. Through and through. And it is seemingly, unfortunately, the correct way to go about using your, company's image. Twitch made the mistake of trying to open a line of communication with its audience and trying to listen. And what did that get them? That got them fucking Dan Clancy wearing a fucking Nazi uniform. That when someone gets banned, it's like Twitch fucking hates all of its viewers because they didn't personally unban this person. They didn't ban this person. They need to unban this person. They need to unban this person. They need to ban this person. When they, like literally, when they fucking, when they do ban people, there's always a group of people that are complaining they shouldn't have gotten banned. And there's always a group of people saying the ban should have been longer. Like it's fucked. It's fucked is what I'm saying. Because sort of like the second that you start engaging, you've opened the door for these people to keep engaging forever, right? I'm trying to think of like a good analogy or like an example of this. I know which one. It's sort of like the same principle of like pleading the fifth, right? It's the same sort of idea of pleading the fifth, that you don't want to answer some questions because if you start answering some questions, it's suspicious that you didn't answer other questions. So if someone says, well, were you here? Oh, yeah. Were you here? Yeah. Well, where were you here? I'm not going to answer that. I'm not going to answer that. It's like, well, now that's suspicious that you didn't respond to that one, but you responded to all the previous ones. It's the same thing here. If Jeff Bezos starts replying to random requests from Elon Musk for Amazon to do something, now if he responds to this one and gives him what he wants here, now he's forever beholden to fucking Elon Musk. Because if he doesn't follow up with the next request, it's like, oh, so you're okay with this, but you're not okay with this? Oh, so you're not okay with this, but you're okay with this? You can't engage. You can't engage. You can't feed the trolls. You can't engage. You can't. And so I'm sure, like, honestly, Jeff Bezos probably actually does listen to his team. And he probably understands, considering that for being one of the richest people on the fucking planet of all time, we've heard so little of him speaking. He probably understands that talk shit, get hit, snitches get stitches type of deal. Not like in the literal sense, but in the analogy sense. And why would he say something that could potentially ruin his reputation when he could just say nothing? Like, it's not like Jeff Bezos is beholden to Elon Musk. What authority does Elon Musk have over Jeff Bezos? None. He has no authority over him. It's not like he can get Jeff Bezos fired. It's not like he can mobilize anything other than like a couple fucking incels and nerds on the internet to like what? Type mean comments at Bezos. I don't even know where you would talk to Bezos. Would you send it me? I don't even know what email you would send it. He doesn't even have any social media. Where the fuck would he go? Instagram? You're gonna post Instagram hate comments on Jeff Bezos' Instagram? Like, that sounds fucking ridiculous. Like, send him a fucking letter? Like, literally, come on. So yeah, this is such like a meaningless, vapid fucking thread. Threat of like, just wondering, and Amazon thinks it's okay to pay and promote someone. He's paid by Twitch and Amazon who makes repeated calls for murder, ... Correction, okay? Hasan is paying fucking Twitch and Amazon, okay? Twitch makes an obscene amount of money, especially off of political content, because political content doesn't get any ads. Twitch makes a lot of its money off of subs, and you only get subs. Like, Twitch as a company is only getting subs because the creators are bringing in the revenue. So the people watching Hasan are the ones that are paying Twitch and Amazon. It's the other way around here. Like, it's Hasan famously employed by Twitch. Yeah. There are some people that have gotten contracts, and I think there was maybe a period of time where Hasan might have had a contract, but I don't believe that he has one now, and he doesn't get money off of ads because no political content is getting money off of ads. So, yeah.
Makes repeated calls for murder.
He did have one like 1 or 2 years ago. Yeah, and I think Twitch has basically stopped doing contracts for like everybody nowadays.
Okay, which is why I haven't done that.
How much is Twitch's cut from subs? I think Twitch takes like 30, anywhere from 30 to 50%.
You might like are insane. Bill Gates, Andrew Tate, and SpaceX. I mean, come on, the website is busted. Yeah. Meanwhile, he's fomenting race riots in the UK. It is odd. This is from 13 minutes ago. I mean, he's still doing it, but he's so bitch made. Like, dude, talk to me directly if you want to have a fucking issue. Twitch is complicit in the murder of Charlie Kirk. Here's their CEO's favorite content creator. He admits he uses coded language for assassinations, all this stuff. Hasan's compilation of call to violence is damning and horrific. He definitely created an atmosphere where political violence was lauded and Twitch encouraged.
But that's the other point too. Why the fuck would Bezos ban one of the biggest revenue generators on Twitch over some extremely dubious claims? Like, the idea that Bezos would step in to ban Hasan when Hasan is bringing revenue to this platform and bringing viewers to this platform, it's so ridiculous. It's as ridiculous as like if we started tagging Bezos to ban Asmongold. That's the same level of ridiculous. That is literally the exact same level of ridiculous. Bezos doesn't give a shit. You really think the guy hoarding billions of dollars cares about morals? You really think that? No, he cares about money. That's why he's so fucking rich, because he only cares about money. You bring in money, great. You don't? All right, I don't really care. Like, there's no morality there. I'm sorry. You don't get to become one of the richest people ever of all time by having morals.
It.
But that's also why it's always been super safe to attack Bezos. That's why, like, every single Twitch streamer making fun of Bezos is super safe. And that's why Hasan has made fun of Bezos how many fucking times? And because Bezos isn't going to step in because he has better things to fucking do. And he understands that once you engage, you can't stop engaging.
Up, you need to gut him. New Jersey-based Muslim American Hasan Piker told his 9+ million followers to murder conservatives everywhere. It's just insane. But the last version of this was also Elon Musk basically adding Jeff Bezos and demanding that Jeff Bezos ban me from the platform or some shit. But hold on, where is it? Breaking. Numerous clips of Hassan Piker calling on his viewers to kill right-wingers are going viral. None of this is true. Incitement to murder, he says. And also, if that was true, I would go to jail, which is, of course, who knows? I mean, maybe the Trump administration will get their hands on this and go, well, this clip out of context is enough for us to take action. Who knows? But yeah, he's got to be banned at Twitch. Come on. Elon Musk says yes. And the Hassan Piker calls for violence on Nick Fuentes. And that was me literally saying Nick Fuentes should debate the ACP guys. Like, that's it. That's all I said in that clip that they're talking about. I was like, I don't want to deal with Nick Fuentes. Let the ACP guys deal with them. Let them fight it out. Like, in terms of debating, which is really funny because these guys are also simultaneously saying that, Charlie Kirk was a beacon of free speech. Well, guess what? I was supposed to debate Charlie Kirk. So clearly that's, not something that I'm against at all. Hassan Parker called for Jackson Hinkle's group, American Communist Party, to go out and kill right-wingers one day before Charlie Kirk was killed. Again, Drew Pavlov. Interesting. I thought that guy was a liberal. Hassan, we need to kill all landlords of the road soaking their capital's blood. If you want to fix America, you should kill Rick Scott. Charlie Kirk, guys, someone's got to do it. Charlie Kirk gets assassinated. Hassan, wow, this is horrible. And can't believe this happened, guys. I don't condone this. Pretends to cry to seem human. Go fuck yourself, you terrorist-loving piece of shit, he says. None of this is real. He's a desperate fucking charlatan. It is what it is. No matter what.
Dick Jones is one of those people that has so little relevance, and it's so fun to laugh at them, but laughing at them gives them more relevance. So I tiptoe around it because it's like, damn, making fun of you is so easy and it's so fun. But there's also so many stupid people that see his stupid remarks and they're like, he does like me for real. And it's like, okay. Didn't him and Mold just drop off the platform? Well, I think he's dealing with his the police investigation into him for sexual abuse, which is probably why he's not streaming, because he talked about how he was being investigated by the police. And he was like, come on, guys, speed it up. And I guess they heard him and they were like, okay, we'll speed it up. That's what I'm assuming is the case, because he said he's dealing with some serious real life shit. And then Asmongold, I think, is his dad is sick or something. I don't follow up with it. He's gone for that. And then he tuned in just to say, the left is doing this. These are all acceptable targets. Okay. Anyway, see you guys in the next one. Brings me comfort is that anyone who hears about Tectone in the real world will never take him seriously, even most right-wingers. The problem is he's just so fucking stupid. He's just he's dumber than a bag of rocks. He's just so fucking stupid. It's so hard to take him seriously. He has never said a single eloquent sentence in his life that has made me think, wow, that's interesting. Ever. Ever! Even people I don't like, I can say that once in a while about them. At least I can understand why people watch Asmongold. It's because he appeals to people that are like Asmongold, right? He doesn't scream in your ear. He doesn't have a voice that sounds like fucking broken glass. And he makes people think that he's reasonable, right? Whereas the average Tectone viewer is just a fucking insane person that I can only assume has lost their hearing by now. That's probably the only reason they can listen to him speak. It's because they can't even fucking hear him. Okay, so anywho, yeah. Last week, it proved it only takes one person to be convinced out of the whole fan club. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Asmon doesn't have the strength to scream. Well, yeah, he's actively being eaten by mold, okay? It's taking over his fucking body. He's going to be like a fucking husk in a couple years because the mold will have fully taken him over.
What happens, all I can do in this situation is show you what the actual clips are, what the actual context is. And if you see it in the wild, you can correct people if you want. Could you sue for slander? No, dude, it doesn't work that way. Please stop. Yeah. Elon Musk has now on 4 different occasions demanded or reposted Dan Stalkman, and is now is adding Jeff Bezos to try to get me banned. Not good. Dude, this is not some low motion shit. Elon Musk highlighting this. This has got 91,000 likes, bro. It's got millions, 6.2 million views. It's the classic, my ideological enemies are incapable of engaging in metaphor. That's just never the case. They are unable to engage in metaphor. They will never be able to engage in metaphor. He must mean everything literally, right? That's what they do all the time. And that's precisely what's going on here as well. Like I'm very clearly talking about in most of those clips that they clipped that are like, 10 seconds long usually, I'm either talking about a metaphor in which like what Democrats need to get more aggressive in debates, or talking about how Nick Fuentes, I'm not going to debate him, but let ACP deal with him, like let ACP, the American Communist Party, debate him, or talking about how like there is so much discontent that people are unafraid to say their government name when they're like directly issuing a death threat to sitting congresspersons. And they turn around and say, this is very obviously like a direct call to violence. And it's funny because it's like from half of the clips are from like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. One of them is like from 7 years ago. Talk about the kill Rick Scott stuff. I have a video on my YouTube page if you want to go find it. That was yet another instance where like Republicans were manufacturing outrage and misconstruing my words. I mean, like I said, all of those things I've addressed.
I'd say the Rick Scott one was really crazy.
Million times over. You should make a YouTube video of you just addressing and shattering all this fabricated nonsense. Should I? What do you say when I tell you that those videos exist already? Do you think it matters to these people? Do you think they care about the truth? No, of course not. Yeah, because no one would go back and find all those individual videos. I mean, it doesn't matter. The debunking doesn't matter. I have done the debunking a million times over. It just, people don't care. They're not, you can only convince someone who is actually invested in the truth. If they're not invested in the truth.
I mean, best example, someone yesterday being like, there is a video of you on the phone calling CPS. It's like, what the fuck are you smoking? Holy shit. Oh my God. Holy. Give me what that guy's on. I want those fucking drugs, dude, please. And then he links me, Ethan Klein's video. It's like, dude, I already responded to this in my video. And he refuses to watch it because it's just too much. It's just actually like, if you want to live in ignorance, you will do whatever you can to live in that ignorance.
Truth. And this is not
that's that good shit. Yeah.
Something that they're interested in at all. They're just like angry and they're looking for a target that they find to be appropriate. You're never going to be able to, like, you might be able to convince your parents who are just like, oh, I heard this guy that you're watching has said a bunch of violent stuff. You can have a conversation with them and be like, that's not the case. Here's why it's out of context. He's speaking metaphorically, blah, blah, blah. But like to the average onlooker online who has already established their worldview, who are just literally not reasoning, who are not listening to reason whatsoever, they're angry. They're looking for a valid target. I happen to be the most visible target that they can launch their endless anger towards. Like the dude that Elon Musk retweeted, Dan Stalkman, has openly admitted that the truth doesn't matter as long as people are shitting on me. Yeah, I mean, this is
a little weasel rat. I mean, it's okay because I'm doing the same thing. See, this is what you guys don't get. This is what you don't get. You don't play the game. You don't play it strong enough.
Dan Stalkman, he's like admitting to taking out of context clips and just lying over and over again for defamatory purposes.
You're over here like, Dan, do not bring up that he went to a brothel. Yes, it was raided, but in the end, they didn't find enough crimes to shut them down. He has no issues clip shipping me. Okay, he's fine doing it. Why the f would I not do it in return?
He does not care. He thinks it's totally appropriate because I'm the singular most evil figure in American politics. Yeah, they have a pretty sophisticated network of harassment that even journalists have written about at this point. Like Bloomberg wrote an article about it. The difference is, of course, like there's only one country's troll operations and troll farms that will take it to that level, and that country is Israel. And I think we all know, I am an op to the state of Israel. So they will use their sophisticated influence peddling operation to elevate Gamergate style harassment campaigns and like try to legitimize them, because there's a network of newspapers that will always cover that shit too. New York Post, Jewish Insider, sometimes Fox News will do it as well. You can be so obnoxiously hypocritical. You say people don't care about the truth, so they won't listen, but then say you stream on here to change those people's minds just so you don't want to make those videos anymore. No, dumbass. I already have made those videos. My point is, there are always...
Dude, some chatters, man. Some chatters really, they test my patience. They really, it has to be on purpose, right? It has to be. There's no way. The worst part is I know that it's not. I know that that's not the case. He literally just said, I've made these videos. These people don't care.
going to be some who just don't want to see it or don't want to hear it. What the f wrong with you? How is that obnoxiously hypocritical? I just said I already have done those videos and it doesn't work, as evidenced by the kill Rick Scott thing, right? That video has 1 million+ views, chatter. The f are you talking about? Everybody's seen it, but that hasn't stopped Republicans from continuing to do that, right? Got 1.2 million views. Did that stop? Did that stop Republicans from bringing that up to say he's fomenting hatred and they want you to, he wants to kill Rick Scott? It was very clearly that was not the case. I am perhaps the most visible leftist online. And with that comes a ton of political enemies, ideological enemies. So because of that reason, if I were to take it on every single time where someone was like deliberately misconstruing what I was saying, or just adding on to that pile and like making up new for example, I wouldn't be able to do any coverage whatsoever. As a matter of fact, I want to go back to the timeline of how the Charlie Kirk shooting unfolded. And here I am trying to explain to people this other thing now. Hasan, I've never seen you correct or take accountability for what you say. It's always out of context or misconstrued. I understand that does happen, but it's not always the case. Okay, here. The Rick Scott situation is a perfect example. This is why I don't deal with bad faith actors, by the way. I said, if
My girlfriend's boss just threatened to fire anyone who justifies Charlie Kirk's death. Craziest thing is that we're Brazilian living in Brazil. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Republicans, in a conversation that was taking place where Republicans were slated to cut $800 billion from Medicaid, which they are, by the way, they successfully pushed that legislation. The Speaker of the House said, Republicans care about Medicaid fraud. Republicans care about Medicare fraud. We want to tackle Medicare fraud.
Are people who are covered by Medicaid now going to potentially lose Medicaid coverage as a result of this?
No, look, the White House has made a commitment. The president said over and over and over, we're not going to touch Social Security, Medicare, or Medicaid. We've made the same commitment. Now, that said, what we are going to do is go into those programs and carve out the fraud, waste, and abuse and find efficiencies. Couple of examples. You know, there's about $50 billion estimated that are lost every year in Medicaid just in fraud alone. No.
I responded to that by saying, if the Speaker of the House and the Republican Party broadly cared about Medicaid fraud, they would do the death penalty to Rick Scott. But instead of saying they would offer capital punishment to Rick Scott, I said they would kill Rick Scott. Republicans took that and went with, Hasan wants Rick Scott to be assassinated. He's calling for the assassination of Rick Scott. They didn't even actually change the context whatsoever. They just straight up showed the actual thing that I was saying. But because of the language that I used in that instance, they were able to get a 1-day suspension off of it. I explained my position. I apologize for the words that I used in that moment, taking the accountability that you are saying I do not take. So obviously, I shouldn't have used hyperbolic language, and there's definitely some ownership that I must take. Some apologies there. I should not have said Mike Johnson should kill Rick Scott. I should have simply said Mike Johnson should punish Rick Scott, perhaps with the, maximum punishment, whatever that would be, for defrauding Medicare and Medicaid for over $1.7 billion. And also went beyond and talked about why I was saying this about Rick Scott, making it a story about Rick Scott's historic Medicare fraud. Because the reason why I brought up Rick Scott and not any other congressperson was because Rick Scott, when he was working for a private healthcare provider in the state of Florida, actually did Olympic levels of Medicare fraud. So not only did I take accountability for the language I used in that moment, but I also described it. And yet you're still on this issue claiming I don't take accountability whatsoever and it's always out of context. What am I supposed to do? Fair enough, I didn't see that. No, dumbass, that's the problem, because you don't see anything, you don't care about anything, you just operate off of the whims of what other people are saying. The very same people that elevate something that is not actually a significant piece of discourse to make it a sincerely a sincere moment of accountability. Dumbasses like you get duped by that. You go, oh, he doesn't take accountability for anything, because you don't know. You never chose to seek out the context. You never chose to actually find out what I was saying. You don't know anything at all. You just, in the background, in the periphery, heard some and you're just repeating.
The problem is that the leftist haters, the Hasan haters, the Mike haters, the Denims haters, I think that they are insane. Like, I think that there was some serious, bizarro, psychosexual obsession on Sex Pestini's part towards Hasan that has made him unable to move on, which is why they're still going on with this coordinated effort. And like, you know, you throw enough shit at the wall and maybe some of it will stick. And that's what they've been doing for the past like 5 years, because they just can't grasp the idea that, like, I don't know, he's likable to a majority of people or to a lot of people on the internet, which is just that it's so crazy. It's so fucking insane. The theory of shit throwing. Yeah, it's a sad life of hating. Yep. But like the only way to combat that is to like do the only way to combat that is to do like some counter messaging and some counter like clipping. Like the reason why Andrew Tate was able to grow so much as he was before he got like permabanned off all his platforms because he was doing sex trafficking was because there were so many fucking clips of him on TikTok. And I think that's the only thing that like will undo all of the hateful messaging. The only way to like combat all the bad clip chimps is to positively clip chimp. I've met a few guys IRL that have admitted they hate Hasan because he's hot, no cap. Bro, what? Bro. Conjureman, by the way, thank you for the 2 gift subs. What the fuck? That is incredible, dude. That's incredible. Is it then surprising that so many people like Asmongold? It's like Asmongold feels more accessible. He feels more like the common man, which is a fucking terrifying reality, by the way. But that's why people like him, because they see themselves in Asmongold. They're like, dude, he's just like me. I also live in a moldy house and don't have any friends and don't leave ever and don't want to improve my life in any way, shape, or form. Perfect. Great. I also don't shower. Great. Fucking terrifying, dude. Wait, I was going to show something.
Getting it in here. And even after I describe it, you go, well, I just didn't know about that. So what am I supposed to do? Yeah, the gut them thing is exactly the same. You're using scary words, but it's being metaphorical about winning a debate. Yeah, 100%.
The loopy. I'm a gay bear. I see myself in Denims. I mean, even on like a smaller level, it doesn't have to be like a 1-to-1, right? It doesn't have to be that like every single person that watches Asmongold literally has like fucking roaches crawling on them, right? Or like has a fucking dead rat alarm clock, right? It just has to be that they see enough similarities and they like the way that he says things, or they like the way that they like his stories and the way that he tells his stories, and that's enough, right? I mean, I don't think that every single person in here is a brown queer woman living in LA. That would be crazy if that was true. I think it's just a lot of people in here like memes. They like to laugh at stuff. They enjoy having a good time. They enjoy being internet degens. And there's an appeal here for that stream. That, you know, I actually am, except I live in San Jose. Wait. Like, I don't think it needs to be like a 1-to-1. It just has to be enough that it's like, oh, yeah, I could see myself as like in the Steven Crowder way, where a lot of Steven Crowder fans don't watch Steven Crowder, or like he doesn't really have any fans anymore ever since the like whole wife abuse thing. But at the time, he didn't have a lot of fans because people were like, yeah, I'm just like, I love the way that he builds his arguments. No, they're like, I could get a beer with that guy. And I think in the same regard, it's like, I could queue for Helldivers with Denims. I could see myself having fun doing that. It's the same thing, right? It's the same appeal. So for people who are like not super left-wing and then they see clips of Hasan, they're like, stupid sexy Hasan, like they just don't see themselves in him at all. There's no appeal there. So then they just like get mad and they don't know where else to put their fucking anger. So they just like clip chimp the fuck out of him and retweet all those posts. I'm sure some of them see themselves in him. Okay, Anti-Piker, I see you. I see you. I see you. You are seen. You are heard. I see you. I don't think I could keep up gaming with Denims. Okay, that one is based in reality. That one's based in reality. I have in the worst gaming periods of my life, I've woken up 2 hours before stream so I could get some more gaming in. At my peak Marvel Rivals addiction, I would wake up like an hour or two before stream so I could play some games. So I could get some ranked games in. And I know it seems bizarro to be like, I'm a morning streamer and I'm not a morning person, but I'm not a morning person. I stream in the morning because if I let any other time pass, if I let anything happen in the day, it'll ruin my mood. And if my mood is ruined, I don't want to stream. because I've done the streams before where I had a period of time where I would stream at night long ago, many years ago. And it's just like one bad thing has to happen. And I'm like, I can't stream. My mood it's fucked. Whereas in the morning, it's perfect. Nothing bad has happened yet. I've just woken up. We're good. Let's stream. Let's get it out of the way before anything can happen, before anything can stress me out, or for me to get a headache or get a tummy ache or whatever, for my cats to, I don't know, throw up or something. Before any of that can happen, get my stream out of the way, done, and now I get to spend the rest of the day doing whatever. As a European, I thank you for streaming in the morning. Yeah. Europeans, rise up. Hot girl tummy problems. Dude, you know the most mold-inducing thing? I never used to have tummy problems, and now, as an adult, I get tummy problems. It's so... It pisses me off. I must have like somehow entered hot girl territory, and that's why it started happening. Because everybody knows hot girls get tummy problems. This is all true. This is factual. I was going to show you guys something, but I fucking misplaced it. Whatever. We'll just keep watching.
The last 30 minutes of this broadcast are a perfect example of why you can't respond to these insane attacks all the time, because you wanted to talk about the news, and now we have to use this time to relitigate all this nonsense against you again. I know. Do you find yourself as divisive? Yes, of course I find myself as divisive. Are you kidding me? Dude. There are a decent number of people in this country who believe the most demented shit.
Denims, are you bipolar? No, I'm bisexual.
Obviously, I'm going to say certain things that they find to be ridiculous. The problem is larger and larger numbers of the population, due to like spending too much time online and breaking their brains through the algorithm, are becoming increasingly more insane. And it is no measure of mental sanity to be well adjusted to a mentally insane society, right? So yes, I am a divisive figure. I'll give you an example. Someone who was an anti-fascist would be considered a divisive figure in 1930s Nazi Germany. And they were both politically prosecuted and also literally shot and killed or sent to concentration camps. That doesn't mean that they were wrong. I think we can understand that in 2025, all right? But they were considered divisive for the time that they existed. And the things that they did.
This is ending, dude. I swear to God, YouTube political videos have gotten lazier and lazier. They just end whenever they feel like ending. Oh, God. Well, it's a mix of like shit life syndrome and a poor political climate, right? And like bad gun control. Or no gun control, really. No federal gun control. I'm sorry, if people's lives suck, they're going to become more and more mentally unwell. That's just how it works. Like, I'm sorry, I don't make the fucking rules. I felt like it cut even mid-sentence. I know, dude. Like, what the fuck? All right.